Your story is incredible. You just were like, I saw a TikTok of you the other day. You were kind of just explaining, how you just basically put something up. You had a job, right? You tell me.
Yeah. I went to school, graduated, went to Dallas, Texas to do a job in finance of all things.
Yeah.
And then I'm working at like a big brokerage firm. And like my first week in
How is
Dallas,
that? How is is that like bro culture in a finance firm?
Yeah,
Like,
I mean, I was working from home because it was during COVID, but
Okay.
I actually liked it. Like
Yeah.
I've always been interested in like the market and all that kind
were you
of stuff.
making a lot of money?
No. I was making $50K a year, 45,000.
Were you making other people a lot of money?
I was making a lot of people money
Yeah,
that
yeah.
weren't me.
Yeah.
Yes, very wealthy clients.
Yeah.
And I was like 45K in Dallas. I'm rich. Yeah, straight up. I was like, I got it made in the shade. Yeah, I was like, I had a $700 a month apartment. I was like, we're chilling. Yeah. And I just see Ferraris out there for the first time, and I'm like, what do these people do? How do I get a Ferrari? And then I just rolled up on TikTok as a joke. 0 followers. I'm just sending my friends videos. First video.
You just see a guy in a Ferrari one day.
Yeah.
If you haven't seen Daniel's videos, they're awesome. They're so engaging. First of all, he'll just roll up on somebody in a Ferrari or a Lamborghini and say, "What do you do for a living?" Which is just such a brilliant concept. And because everybody wants to know, like, you pass a Ferrari, you go, how the can I get a Ferrari? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Not that I'd even want a Ferrari, but but just that idea of like who drives them or who has multiple like
Yeah. That's how it started.
Who's the guy you rolled up on?
My first video ever was some guy in an Audi R8, and he was like, I have 5 businesses, and he like lists them out. But the one that got me all the views, and it was a compilation of 3, was some guy in a Lamborghini Huracan. I chased him through like eight lights because I've never seen in LA the Lamborghini Huracan's like the Toyota of supercars, but in Dallas, and I just moved there, I was like, oh my god, Lamborghini!
Yeah.
Roll up to him, 8 lights, and I go, what do you do? He goes, I sell drugs, and I'm like, really? He's like, yeah, I sell drugs. That video, I got lucky there.
Wow.
Yeah.
And he was okay with being filmed.
He was chilling. It turns out he was joking.
Okay,
but
okay.
yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Did he ever hit you up and go, dude, what the heck?
Yeah. Oh, he hit me up because the first video got like 50 million views on TikTok. Some crazy number. My first video ever. I would have never tried another one. Like people are like, oh, I tried for years to blow up. I was just like, funny video. Threw it at the wall. 30 million views. I was like, this is my thing.
Has that always been your thing to be interested in rich people and how they got their money? Have you always been that way?
Yeah, I mean, I guess I've always been kind of fascinated in like I'm a pocket watcher as a profession, but I've always been interested in like
What's a pocket watcher?
Like you're like checking people's pockets.
Yeah.
It's like you're like, how do you get that Rolex? Like, don't pocket watch me. It's a street term.
It's a street term.
That's what I was told.
Did you grow up with a lot of money?
No, my family did well, but they didn't spoil us at all. Like my dad's a doctor, my mom's a nurse.
Okay, so you had a foot in.
Yeah.
You grew up seeing people.
Well, I guess my family
Ferraris
actually, they were not in that scene. Like my family, nothing designer. We all had Chevys.
Yeah.
My parents, like my first car was a Honda CRV 2005. So my parents didn't like, they did well, but they didn't spoil us in any capacity, which I know it may sound weird. They did pay for my college at the time, so that was it. But they weren't like, here, have a Mercedes or whatever. They were like, let's not make this kid a piece of shit.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
And so, okay, so the first video goes 50 million views. You go back to your job. And did somebody at work see the video and go, Daniel, what the hell is this?
People didn't even know it was me because I didn't show my face for like a full year. So people would be like, this guy has your same name and he kind of sounds like you. And then I didn't even post on Instagram because I was too embarrassed to. I was like, this is, I don't want to, I just thought like filming content was like lame or I might be made fun of by like my friends or family. So I didn't show my face for a long time. And eventually people at work started seeing it. And I started having to report my income to work. And then once it started crossing over the amount per year I was making on Snapchat, that was the real kicker. And then they were like, how much money are you making? And I started making more than $45,000
Why do you have to report your income to that job? Isn't it 2 separate incomes?
It's
like, you have a side hustle?
I think it's some kind of like a regulation with the finance industry. And also they want to make sure that you're not like completely disregarding your current job.
Yes.
But then every week it started getting more and more. And eventually my boss was like, how much money are you making? I'm like, I just made my annual salary last week. And they were like, oh, okay.
And then that was when Snapchat was really paying out.
Oh, yeah. I had a show, but I was OG show, and I got my first check, the biggest check I've ever seen in my life. I thought it was a mistake.
Yeah.
$27,000 after the cut. And I was like, this is not real. It was my first month of doing on Snapchat. You have to wait 60 days to get your first check. I had like 7 million or 10 million ad impressions, which at the time I was like, oh, that's just like TikTok views, not like TikTok views.
Yes.
And I get 27,000 and I was like, is this real? I email Snapchat. I'm like, is this right? And they're like, yeah, it's right. And I was like, holy shit, I can quit my job. Boom.
Wow. So you get that call from Snapchat and then you go in and you quit.
Not immediately. I was actually pretty cautious with it. I didn't want to be the I didn't want to be the LA classic story. I was very conservative. I moved to LA and quit my job when I had like 8 million followers on TikTok. But that 8 million followers was like, I was getting 1 million followers a month at the start. And I didn't even realize how crazy that was at the time. I was just like, oh, another million. Now I'm at 8. Now I'm at 9. Well, we'll see where it goes. Now I'd kill myself for 1 million followers a month. Like, geez, that's crazy.
And how many of those followers can you attribute to that first video? I think where I'm going is like a big video like that, a 50 million video, that can get you a lot of followers, right?
Yeah. Oh, I got 1 million followers in 5 days.
Okay.
On TikTok. My first 5 days on TikTok, it was like first video, 20K, second video, another 20 million. I was up to like 200,000 followers. Third video, my best video, I think it was like 50, 60 million. It was like, now you're at 1 million followers. 5 days.
And people should know too that Snapchat probably pays the best.
Yeah.
Right? Out of all the platforms.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah. It's something like, I want to say I can't remember what it was, but it's like, it just blows everybody else away.
I think my CPM, for those that don't know, it's like per 1,000 views, what your ad revenue is. In the finance category, it's higher than most people. So I think I was making like around $10 to $11 per 1,000 ad impressions. And if a video gets 5 million ad impressions, do the math there. I can't do the math.
10 times 5 million is...
What is that, 50K?
At least
50K, yeah.
Yeah, and then you get, or whatever, maybe math is right there. And then you divide it by half with Snap.
This is the guy that used to work in finance.
Yeah. Trust me with your money.
And it's gone.
And it's gone.
And so you moved to LA.
Yeah.
Right. And I saw you at Tim Dillon's Christmas party.
Yes.
I met
course.
you there.
Everyone was there at Tim
That was
Dillon's.
the night I got engaged.
Oh, was it?
Yeah.
Oh, wait, was it at the party?
And I didn't even know what you looked like.
Yeah.
I knew who you were, but
I
you said,
remember.
I'm like the what do you do for a living? I go, oh, the voice. Yes.
Yeah, I just say it because I don't show my face that much. And also, everyone copies it too. So, did you get engaged that night when you got back, or was that?
It was so random. I met her, and then we got engaged really quickly. And so that night, I said, like, will you marry me? We went to a nice restaurant.
Oh, before the party?
Yeah, and she was like, yes.
Wow.
She's really happy. I'm really happy. And then I had just started this podcast, and I was like, hey, I hate to say this. Mm-hmm. I was like, is there any way we could cruise by this party?
Cruise to Tim Dillon's place.
Because I know there's going to be like, great people there.
Yeah.
And it just even great people to talk to, not necessarily, I didn't get any guests that. Well, I got you, but actually, and to her credit, she was like, fuck yeah, let's go. She was so excited. So we got to the party. It was really odd because it was one of those LA moments where we got to the party and we were like, we just got engaged. And they were like, who are you?
I was talking to you outside the door, and it was like, I'm like, hey, what's up? I didn't even realize you got engaged. That's crazy.
Wait, when was this?
This is like Christmas time, maybe 2022, 2023.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Something like
2020.
that.
I think 2023. Yeah.
Yeah. No, it was 2022.
Damn, now I feel like I'm getting old.
No. You're right. 2023. Yeah.
Okay. You should know this.
I should know this. I hope she doesn't see this.